Farrells, it's a company we've been around for over 40 years now. We're involved in a variety of projects, from master planning and urban design to architectural projects to interior design. We also look at conservation buildings and listed buildings.
We are a small group of placemakers, architects, urbanists, model makers. So we're really excited to work all together and collaborate. One aspect that I really like the Farrells, part of all the design and high quality and all the things that obviously we need to ensure in our design, is the fun components that makes me love Farrells.
Architecture is the art of narrowing the possibilities. So you start with, I can do everything, but actually, the moment you draw something on paper, you start narrowing the possibilities and you start exploring them and finding the right solution. So I do enjoy the early stages quite a lot. Digital tools help a lot with that nowadays. VU.CITY for me is not just a visual thing. It does that connection of bringing other layers of information, which is quite useful for us. Because there's a lot of other people who do models. It's not about it's not just the models. It's the big data coming together, which I find very useful. And I think it's going to be more useful as we go along. Every time we have now a project, we check whether we have the license for a particular city, but we open VU.CITY and there are things there which immediately we can check the ownership of the area, we can check views, long distance views, we can check the time of the day, sunlight, daylight, and of course we can start playing with the potential of the site and the massing. So we do start pretty much every project now looking at what VU.CITY can tell us about the site. Also there's a lot of information on current and approved schemes and what's happening in the future, so that actually gives us a quick picture of a site which used to be quite involved before. So it is integral now to our early stages of the process. So what 3D gives you this kind of immediate understanding of context, and VU.CITY is great at that because actually it allows us to test our ideas very early and very quickly and understand the impact it would have on the wider site. Sped up significantly testing options, generating views, and doing what ifs. And especially, so there's some of the tools which are interactive tools. If you do some massing in VU.CITY, I can easily get a view and just say, is it too tall, too low, too low, too low? I can play that. So that's quite good. I think what I find mostly useful actually recently is the fact that I can generate quick massing options in the software. And I also found out that you can actually export them, which I didn't know in the beginning. So I quite like that because I can open it up, look at the site, switch off the building, and do a very quick math and say, okay. So I can probably do this in like 15 minutes, and I can assess the height of the building and its general shape quite quickly. So I would say this is my favorite feature because if you're working in London, accessing parts of London and doing something like that, I mean, to be honest, a couple of years ago, it was a very long process, a lot of gut instinct, a lot of looking at Google and trying to work it out. And this actually just allows me to do that very quickly.
For us, we use VU.CITY for many different things, from very early research on the site to understanding how the options we have been designing fit within the context. If they are, if they fit well within the context, with the environment, with the future also developments that are coming in the area. And we've also been using it to understand how we can improve our built environment somehow. So if we have a topic we're researching on, we go around and see if there are similar features within, I don't know, a typology we're studying. And so even in doing comparison probably between cities and between areas of the same city, and understand also what could be a scale comparison or typology, has been really useful to, from the very early analysis to understanding how the options can fit within the context.
Because we can do options and things really quickly, what we do is we create scenarios, and these scenarios can be shared with clients. Some of the consultants now, landscape analysis, and other people have started using it, planning advisors, and it gives us opportunity to show things which people don't even think about, like, oh, did you know you can see it from there? Do you know that the view from this particular building would be like this? We've done that a few schemes where we didn't know the view would be so fantastic if we have a terrace on the top of this building. And you can do that and you can see the view. I remember doing a same project, and that's interesting. I was looking at the same site 2016, and then we were testing different massing options, and we were looking at different views from parks and other places. But it was a very slow drawn process. Which meant that your intuition as a designer may not be proven, and it takes a while to do that. Now, because I can have a meeting with the client in half an hour, and I can test my massing quite quickly to check that, and that gives you more confidence in discussing ideas, and also gives you more confidence in talking what the potential planning route for the project would be. I think it also changes the way we discuss things with local authorities, because again, it used to be that the massing model was the last thing the local authority would ever see, because it was all hidden and all that. And I think it's made the process a little bit more transparent and a little bit more, we know where we're gonna get, because we all share the same kind of model, and we see it. So you're not hiding behind a 3D model, but also you can easily, quickly digest feedback and refine your proposals.
One of the main powerful outcome of VU.CITY with the relationship with our client has been definitely communication and meeting their aspirations and their brief. Using VU.CITY recently in Lambeth Council. I can't really say where exactly the project is, but it was really helpful because from early stages, so when we were still analyzing the context, the site is a very small site, which is surrounded at the moment by basically industrial sheds, and it looks like that nothing is happening around. So even our client was like, I'm not really sure what we can do here. Even all the local plans, they're not saying really that we can develop much. And then having a look, at the beginning, just studying the area, having a look at VU.CITY, what is happening around, and we discovered that there are so many things going up, so many developments. So we came back to our client saying, look, actually there are so many things happening here. And we also use a lot the fact that there is the reference to the planning application. So we looked at the planning application of the other projects and discovered that one of the sites close to our site had an approval, but was recommended to increase the density because they want to regenerate the area. So this was really useful for us because the client successfully acquired the site and we are about to start on it. So it was really interesting to see how a site that if we look at a site, it would have not given us any particular, feeling, or we would have not thought we can build there. It's actually, actually we can build there. We can also probably go a bit taller than we were expecting to, or at least we can try because there are things happening around. And this is from an architectural point of view. It's also really helpful in terms of master plan. We use it a lot with Enfield or with Sutton. We've been working with Sutton on the town centre regeneration and helping them developing the local plan. And for specific sites, we've also shared with them the model, so they were able to understand on their own and just having a looking by themselves and see effectively what we were designing was what they were expecting.